My name is Ronnie Schnell, and I am the owner of Cardinal Lanes on Shipyard Boulevard in Wilmington, North Carolina. Cardinal Lanes started out as a little 12-lane center on Oleander, actually where the mall's at, across from Hanover Center, and was a 12-lane center. And they got moved over here when they wanted to build the mall and started as a 24-lane center here, and then 2 years later expanded to the current 32 lanes that it is. Let's see, when I first got involved in Cardinal Lanes was back when I was in college, and I would come home on weekends and work much as the pin chaser in the back and then snack bar, and just generally do a little bit of everything. And that's kind of how I got started, working weekends from college. It was a long time ago, almost 40 years. Probably back in 76 is when probably 78 when I first started. 1978. What gravitated me to bowling was really just the becoming involved in working, starting like that and enjoying the work that I was doing here, and just my whole family was in bowling, so it was easy to get involved and that kind of thing. I didn't really bowl, but they did, and so that just kind of brought me along. What has changed? Probably a little bit of everything. The game is the same, but the way you market it, the way you present it, it's just a different game now. The facility has changed over the years. We've had 2 major upgrades with automatic scoring and things like that. But really the biggest change is just the way people perceive it and how you market to it. Probably about 15, 17 years ago. I own it now, currently with Julie, my wife. The both of us own it. So we've been running it on our own for about 15 years now, 15, 17 years. Well, I met Julie in college, and that's when all the fun started, is the best way to say it. We got married in May. Graduated from college in May and moved to Florida in May. So May was a big month back in 1979. And we were actually going to live in Florida, and then I got the opportunity through Freddie Johnson to come up and work for him at Cardinal Lanes here, and took advantage of that. And then Julie joined in a couple of years later working here at the center, and we worked for Freddie for years and years, probably 20 plus years, and then eventually took over the center from him. What made the opportunity was about 20 years ago, I had the opportunity to buy a center in another city and was going to take advantage of it, and was going to leave Freddie. And at that time, Freddie didn't want me to leave. He was happy with me here and all that kind of jazz. So I had kids and didn't really want to leave. So he said, I'll make you an offer to stay. And basically, we worked out some details, and he gave me an opportunity to work so many years with him and then have a chance to take over the center at that time, which is what we did. Freddie, he was gracious enough to, when we took over the center, to carry the loan for most of it. And so that, that was, I didn't have to really come up with a whole lot of out-of-pocket money. Between the sweat equity I'd put in with him and the fact that he would carry the loan was pretty much why I could do it. My favorite aspect of owning Cardinal Lanes is just coming in and interacting with the people more than anything. I mean, you got to be a people person to be in the bowling business, because that's all you're dealing with all the time is individuals and situations. You're organizing leagues, you got groups and things. I mean, it's a great business. It's the only business that's a market from cradle to grave. So we cover everybody from 1 year old to 101 years old. So you get a wide variety of people in here, and for me, that's what makes it the most interesting. I would say probably more than anything else at this stage of where we're at is just customer service and trying to put up the best thing we can for the people that are involved. I mean, for us, it's like I used to say all the time, you got to entertain them all the time, or it's just a matter of time. So keeping up with your customers and making sure it's a good experience for them.